Hello everyone, welcome to my sewing room. I'm Kim, I'm the stash stitcher, and in this video I'm continuing with the making of McCall's 8121, a really beautiful corduroy biker jacket. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, there are two separate parts to this series where I'm making up this jacket. So part one is about the pattern envelope, pattern instructions, pattern pieces, fabric lining notions. So I will put a link in the description below so you can go back and watch from the start. The second video was about the construction of the welt pocket, and this video is where I actually insert the diagonal separating zipper. So a separating zipper is something I haven't done before, and it was a little bit challenging with putting it at an angle, but I go through the process. So watch the video and I will see you at the other end, and we'll talk about anything else I feel that you should know before you hopefully maybe are inspired to make this jacket yourself. So I'll see you in a tick. So I'm going to start putting in the separating zipper into the front of the jacket. So first of all, we have this marking on the pattern which indicates where the end of our zipper should go. And we have our hemline here. So I'm just going to fold over the hemline because the zipper will go into the front like that. And the zipper then should finish at this marking here at the top. So what I've started to do is to remove some of these coil teeth to bring it down to that level where the zipper should sit in. So you can see it's probably a good 4 inches too long. So the way I've removed the teeth, because these are coil teeth, is I have just taken off the end. So I'm snipping the coils off, and I'm only just snipping the coil bits just down to that chalk mark. And it's just the coils. So really I'm just taking the heads off of the coils. A bit tough. Okay. So once I've taken off those heads, and I just use my stiletto to remove the other side of the coil from the zip. It just takes a bit of easing and clipping. And you keep doing this until you get enough tape that you can fold it over. Okay. So I've got enough tape, I'm going to snip it back and then I'm just going to fold it over. So you can see where I've folded it over. I'm just going to get rid of that excess bit of tape. And just to make doubly sure that my zipper doesn't sort of run off the top, I'm going to use those zipper closers that I bought off of Amazon. So they are here. So I've got one here. And I've got a pair of pliers. I'm just literally going to place it in there. And then position it at the top of my tape. So really push it in, squeeze it down. Squeeze. That's it. And that will definitely make sure that the zipper does not, or zipper pull does not come off the end of that tape. So again, into my pliers. I'm just going to the end of my zipper, make sure it's right in there. That's it. So with those two in, now I feel comfortable sort of pushing my zipper out, and I know that that zipper pull is not going to come off the end. So that's my zipper now prepared, and then I can follow the instructions in putting the zipper in. So now the zipper has been prepared and it fits between the small circle and the square at the top here. We can now insert it. So all I've done is I've measured the 5/8 of an inch seam allowance, and I thought the best way to do this is to probably fold that over, because the teeth themselves need to jut out slightly from that seam allowance. So I'm going to use my double-sided tape because I find this invaluable. So I'm just going to literally put it on the edge of my zipper tape. I'm just going to remove the protective strip, and then I don't know if you can see this line. There's a line here that indicates the hem. So I'm just going to fold that over because that's where the small dot is. I just need to make sure that that slots in to that area there. Okay. So that's the start of it. And then I'm just going to literally press my fabric into that sticky tape and making sure it's all nice and even. Because this is a zipper tape, I just really want to make sure that when I stitch this in, I just stitch once. So I'm also going to baste it into place using a needle and thread. So I'm just going to open it up and just baste it in very quickly. It might be a little bit overkill, but I really do not want this zipper to move at all. So I'm just going to do the same to the other side. I've got my sticky tape on my zipper and I'm going to press it into the fabric. So I'm just really going to start it off. But before I continue, I just want to make sure that when I put this zipper into the other zipper and it joins, that it's level at the bottom. So I'm just going to pin it to secure it. And then I'm just going to close it, push it in. Right, okay. So I can instantly see that it's off center here and it's not level at the hem here. So I need to bring this down slightly. Okay, so I think that's better. So I'm just going to pin it first so it doesn't move. then I'm going to stick the rest of the fabric to the zipper. And once I've finished this, I'm going to take them both over to the machine and stitch the zipper in. But I will probably also baste this with needle and thread before I do that to make sure it doesn't move. Perfect. So both sides have been stitched, but the right side needs a panel. This is the front panel. So I'm just going to open up that zipper, place my front panel on, and because my zipper's been stitched in, it's not going to move, so I can just literally stitch that in and finish that off as per the instructions. So that's the zipper in, and it looks really nice, and I think eventually that will go underneath, something like that. But I will carry on following the instructions and tidy that all up as instructed, and then carry on with the rest of the jacket. So the zipper is in and it does look really good. You can see it's all starting to come together. Now, I really like to use double-sided tape, and I know not everybody uses it, but for me personally, it allows me to work flat. So I would highly recommend that you do get some into your sewing room. But if you don't, pins are just as good. And as you saw in the tutorial, I actually basted my zipper in as well. So I do quite a lot of basting because I hate unpicking. Nobody likes unpicking, but I think just by taking a few extra steps to make sure that zipper didn't move, so when I stitched it in, it wasn't going anywhere. So that worked really well. The other thing in reflection, because I'm a little bit further along in the construction process than what I'm sharing with you at this stage, be really careful with the length of your zipper. When I put this zipper in, I followed the instructions in the pattern, and it had a little square mark on the pattern and a tailor's tack at the bottom, so you knew where that zipper needed to go. And my zipper was just fractionally, I mean fractionally longer than the length, so it just bypassed that little square by millimeters. And it's better to be a little shorter than it is to be longer, because when I came to construct the collar bit, I did experience some problems. So I will share that with you when I get to the end of completing the jacket. Still working on it, and I will review it. I will explain to you why it's better to have that zipper just a tad shorter. Now, if I was making this jacket again, I would measure from that square to the tailor's tack and buy the appropriately lengthed zipper that I needed, so I didn't need to then take coil away or teeth away. I could just fit in the correct length zipper. So that's something to consider as well. Also, I found, because I hadn't used the zipper closures before, when I bought my initial pack from Amazon, they were really tiny, and I didn't realize that these come in different sizes, and they all relate to the size of zipper that you use. So the small ones I originally bought worked on size 3 zippers, but now the zipper I put into this jacket was an 8, so I had to then go and buy some more that were bigger. So these closures are bigger and obviously work better on zipper because they obviously work in combination with each other. So just be aware of that. But if you do need to use closures, that you need to buy the right size that fits the size of your zipper. So I'm going to carry on with the construction of the jacket, and the next section is the back armhole detail. So I will be showing you that tomorrow and taking you through how that all came together. So I hope you're enjoying this video series at the moment, and if you are, please give me a thumbs up, comment, hype. And if you haven't subscribed, it'd be really nice if you could. But until tomorrow, have a great day, and I will see you all very soon. Take care.